What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be talking about 3 tips for youth and middle school wide receivers to improve their skills. So now we're going to be talking about some of the common mistakes that youth guys love to make on their routes, how youth and middle school wide receivers can improve their route running and just be a better overall wide receiver. So I hope this video helps you guys out, but also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you need to get better at press releases, you need to get better with your route running, you want specific exercises and drills to improve that, check out that very first link in the description below for our route running Bible. What you'll get access to is a full 2-week long how to improve your route running in 10 days training schedule. We give you all the drills you need to do for route running with sets and repetitions broken down completely for you, and a 50-minute long video explaining 20 releases, when to use each one, and drills to work on each one. So check out that very first link in the description below. Let's get started with this video. So first thing that younger wide receivers love to do is they love to chop their steps into a break because they think it's more so about quickness, right? So when you guys are running a route, this is like a little hitch and go, right? Now, I would say this is more bad technique by the DB. I think he slips a little bit on this. But when you guys are running up into any kind of stem of the route, you do not want to chop your feet. Because when you chop your feet, a disciplined DB is going to feel that and is going to settle himself and not actually bail and think vert, right? So when he comes off the line here, you see how his strides aren't really going anywhere. Everything is choppy. He's trying to be as quick as he can with his feet. Now, the reason why guys do that is because it gives them a little bit more confidence, maybe a little bit more balance going into a break, because it's easier to change direction. It's easier to snap down into a route like he does when you guys aren't running full speed and in full stride. But you just don't want to get in this bad habit that before a break, you start to chop your feet. Because if you guys start to chop your feet before any kind of route, that is one of the biggest indicators you can give. Like, let's say, for example, it's not a hitch route. Let's say, for example, it's a comeback route. So many young guys will run up, they'll go super hard, they'll try to sell the fade, and then as soon as, let's say it's a 15-yard comeback, as soon as they get to about 10 to 12 yards, they start to chop their feet like so because they're preparing for the break. And a DB is looking for 3 things. He's looking for a change in your pad level, he's looking for a change in your speed, and he's looking for a change in your stride. So if you guys can keep those 3 things, good pad level, I'm running forward, I'm running hard, and I'm keeping a full stride, that is what makes a DB think vert, and that's what makes us more unpredictable. So if you're a younger wide receiver, youth, middle school guy, let's try to build on those habits now, is that is one of the biggest problems that you see with younger wide receivers is they do not know how to cut running in full stride, and that is something that you have to build and constantly rep when you are training, okay? Because what you get with young receivers, you get so many coaches that'll set up the obstacle course drills because that's, it's easy to teach a young guy that. Just have him run around the cones, zigzag through, whatever it is. It's easy to do that because it's easy to explain. But that does you no good. Football is not a game that is played within 3 yards. Football is a full stride game and a full speed game. So you need to develop good habits and work on drills that are going to actually translate to those specific aspects of the game. Let's watch the thing again, full speed. Again, fellas, not necessarily a horrible route, but that chop into the break, one of the biggest indicators that you can give to a DB a break is coming. So now, this is going to be a good example of that and what younger guys should be trying to strive for with their routes. So you see the amount of separation he's going to get on this. Let's play this thing full speed. So he's running a curl route, but you see the stride that he has into the break. There is no chop of the break. There's no change in speed because a disciplined DB is going to pick up on that. I could care less about a DB who doesn't have the best technique, who's maybe not that good. I'm trying to get you ready for a DB who knows what he is doing, right? And knows what he is looking for, because that's what we want to get separation against. If you're a younger guy, youth, middle school guy, you don't necessarily have to worry about, getting recruited right now or things of that nature. But when you get to the next level, if you have dreams and aspirations of playing college football, the games that stand out the most for you on film is when you're going up against talented competition. Like, let's say maybe you play at a smaller high school and you're going up against a bigger city high school, and they got a DB who's, committed to a Division I Power 5 school, and you're routing him up constantly. That looks great for you on film, and that is something that you want to showcase when you're trying to get in front of a college coach. So these things matter, fellas. You think it doesn't matter right now at your age, but as you get older and older, these things matter more and more and more, and especially when you get to college, right? So when you see this guy run this route, he's running this curl route, it's not like the hitch route that we just saw. He's actually going full speed. He's in a good pad level. That stride length doesn't change. He is running in full stride all the way to the break point. And that makes that DB run in full stride too, because what does it look like? It looks like a fade. So it always comes down to making your routes look like a fade, make everything look like a 9 until it is not, and we snap this thing off and go. So one of the biggest mistakes young wide receivers make is they love to chop their feet. If I could get comfortable breaking in full stride, running full speed, there's not a whole lot of things that I can't do on that field. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great example of how keeping your stride and keeping your speed will get that DB to overcommit on a route. So now, second thing that young wide receivers do is that they do not trust their feet on a cut like a post or a corner, maybe an out route. And again, for younger guys, usually what they lack is leg strength and stability in their legs to be able to make a cut running at full speed. So there are things that you have to do to build on that, right? There are drills that you have to work on. There are exercises that, and again, if you're a younger guy, maybe you're not on a weight room program yet, or maybe you're not working out in the gym yet, doing things body weight, but like one-legged exercise, like split squats, lunges, whatever it is, just regular squats, that will all translate. And trust me, it's better to do that now than wait till you have to get to high school and you're brand new to lifting in the gym and then you're already a step behind the guys who have actually been training and actually been getting after it. There are guys across the country, like if you're like, let's say for example, like 7th or 8th grade, and maybe you haven't started working out. There are guys, especially down where I'm at in California, tons of guys that are already on a full weight room program, working out with the trainer, and you're a step behind those guys. And I'm not saying that you need to be lifting a ton of weight maxing out at that age, but you need to be doing things that are going to translate to on-field play. You don't need to worry about, did I lift as much as this guy? No, you need to worry about what you can do on the field, but the exercises you do need to translate to that. So a lot of wide receivers struggle with cutting off of one leg. They start to round in their breaks, and that's how you don't get separation. So let's play this thing full speed. So this wide receiver is running a post route. So I'm going to play it, then we'll break it down. So he's running this post, he starts to round into the break, and he gets locked up. Whether this is a post or a dig, it's the same kind of concept, right? So he's got inside shade off man, right? So when he's inside shade off man, our goal is to attack the outside shoulder. Our goal is to get this DB to flip his hips and go. But in man coverage, where is the DB supposed to be looking at? He's supposed to be watching my hips, right? So if I'm running up into this route and I start to give away my route with my hips and my shoulders, that is an indicator to him that I am going to be running in a certain direction. Pretty simple. So when he comes up off the line, he bursts up vertical. He does a great job going fast. This is what a lot of wide receivers do. Initially, it looks great. Then when they get to that break point, it struggles because they don't have the confidence off of this cut. So what they do is they already start to change direction with the upper half. Notice how there's a noticeable change in his body. His hips start angling, his shoulders start angling before that foot gets down. So that means that this cut is not going to be as explosive. He's not going to create as much energy with this cut, and he's not selling the route as long as possible. To get separation on this, and we're going to show a good example of this here in a second, to get separation on this, he needs to keep his hips and his shoulders completely vertical, stay in full stride, and then let the cut be the thing that changes direction. When that cut changes direction for you, it's way more sudden and it's way more explosive. Now, again, I know what you're thinking. Oh, well, coach, if I run full speed like that, I could hurt myself. And yeah, but there are plenty of receivers that do run full speed and are able to make this cut. And again, you don't go out there your first time and try to do this, full speed, I'm just going to break off of one step on a dime. You have to do things that build the stability in the ankle, stability in the knee, and the leg strength like we were talking about to make these cuts. It's like a recipe for like making a cake. You just don't get the finishing product. You don't just throw it in the oven and then it comes out. You have to do steps. You have to do the things necessary to make it into that cake. So that's what we have to think about. You got to focus on building your ankle stability, knee stability, leg strength, because all those things build to an actual full route. Okay, that's what we have to focus on. So let's play this thing full speed. Younger guys love to struggle with this. And you see, even at the college level, some guys struggle with this. It's not like it's your only problem, but let's solve it now rather than later. Let's play it again full speed. Great job selling vertical initially, but when you round, that gives away the route and takes away explosion. So let's look at a good example of this. Same kind of coverage. Inside shade, he's got to run a post or a dig, right? Same concept. You want to attack the outside shoulder, try to get his hips to flip. Now, this receiver uses a little tempo change, but I want you to pay attention to the break point. So he goes here, tempo change off the line, pushes up vertical, and lets the cut change direction for him. Now, you see the separation we're able to get right here. DB did not have an indicator as to where the wide receiver was going because look where he was at on the break point. He attacked him a little bit, then when he bursted outside, hips, shoulders, speed, everything was in this direction. And guess how sudden the cut was? The cut was way more sudden than the last one because that actually had to change direction for him. The cut was what changed direction, not the body before the cut, which takes away explosion and doesn't sell the route long enough. So that's what we need to do, fellas. Young wide receivers love to round before the break point in these situations. Commit to it. Let the cut be the thing that changes direction for you. So I hope that makes sense. Let's play this thing again, full speed one more time. Great job by this wide receiver with the tempo change, then bursting up outside, committing to the outside break to sell that fade and flip the DB's hips. All right, fellas, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. We always appreciate the feedback. It's always great to hear from you guys per usual. And again, fellas, if you want a full route running Bible, 2-week-long schedule, all the drills wide receivers need to do to improve that ankle stability, knee stability, leg strength that we talked about, and 20 different press releases you guys can learn, check out that very first link in the description below. I'll see you guys next time.